Yo, crew, Captain's Log. Tonight we're heading deep into one of the oldest Heiltsuk accounts ever recorded, a story most people call myth, shape-shifting, or supernatural transformation. But what if it wasn't magic at all? What if it was technology mistaken for something spiritual, because our people had no other words for it? Before we go further, I want you to listen, with both your old eyes and your new ones. Ancient stories can shift when we look at them from a different time in our lives. This one shifts a lot. The offspring and the codes. Long ago, in one of our earliest villages, a mother lived with 3 extraordinary offspring. Every version of this account describes them as different. Born aware, quiet, observant, as if they understood things the rest of us needed a lifetime to learn. One day a visitor arrived, not a spirit in the ghostly sense, but a spirit in the old meaning of the word, a being not from here. The visitor gifted each offspring a special coat, and the moment one of them put a coat on, they transformed, not gradually, not with ceremony, instantly. A shift of shape, a change of form, a being becoming something else entirely. To our ancestors, this was supernatural, but to us today, we have to ask tougher questions. What kind of technology could make a person appear as another creature, a projected form, a cloaking system, a light-bending suit? Before you decide, hear the rest. The mother's fear, proof she gave us. The mother grew terrified. Imagine standing in her place. Imagine watching your own offspring turn into something unrecognizable, sprint into the forest. Would you be afraid? Her fear pushed her to act. She grabbed 2 of the coats, threw them into the fire, and burned them beyond repair. And here's the moment that changes everything. The 2 beings who lost their coats lost their ability to transform instantly, permanently. That single detail is the clearest proof in the entire story. Because if the ability had been magic from within, it wouldn't disappear. If it had been inherited, it wouldn't vanish. If it had been spiritual, it would have survived the flames, but it didn't. Power wasn't inside them, it was inside the technology. So let me ask you, if you destroy the device and the ability disappears, does that sound like magic? Or misunderstood tech? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your theory on that moment. The escape of the 3rd offspring. The 3rd offspring saw what the mother had done, seized the final coat, the only remaining piece of the visitor's technology, and activated it. In a flash, their form changed. A wolf stood where they had been, and then they were gone, into the timber, into the shadows, into the unknown, never seen again. But here's what serious researchers of these old accounts ask. Was it a wolf? Was that simply the projection chosen by the coat, the form created by the suit itself? Is this a runaway or an alien hybrid returning to wherever the visitor came from? And if you saw someone vanish in a halo of shifting light, what language would you use to describe it? I've seen things on the water that don't fit into any drawer humans have built. I understand why our ancestors used the words they had, and I understand why some stories were whispered, not spoken. What do you think? This episode isn't just a legend. It's a witness account, written in the language available at the time. You tell me, you believe this was shape-shifting, advanced cloaking, hybrid beings with projection suits, or something else entirely? Would you have burned the coats, or would you have worn one? Your answers help build the next episode, a warning of what comes next. Tonight's account is the oldest, the first sign of interference, the first proof of technology mistaken for magic. But episode 2 takes us closer to our time, to a beach, a family of 3, and a granite boulder that swallowed them whole in front of witnesses. And here's the truth that most people never hear. Most of the time, when someone steps into a portal, they re-emerge somewhere else on Earth. But sometimes, they reappear in another dimension entirely. Sometimes, they never return. Meet me on that beach for the next log. Captain Jordan and his crew of ghosts over and out.